Hi, in today's lecture I will be focusing on the following topics. Firstly, I will be doing a discussion on the multiplexing principles, which will be followed by further discussion on frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, and in the last I will discuss the pulse code modulation. What is multiplexing? Firstly, we have to understand why we need multiplexing. If we have a transmitter and a receiver and we are going to send some data from transmitter to receiver, then either we have to have some multiple cables installed over there which is connecting a transmitter with a receiver, and for 100 transmitters and 100 receivers we have to have some 100 cables which are doing the connection. So that would be a quite expensive approach. So what multiplexing does? Multiplexing provides us a solution in a way that it just can send we can send the data of the multiple transmitters, and the receivers can receive that data, and we can have only one radio link or one single cable which can be attached between the transmitter and the receiver, and in that way 100 transmitters or 1000 transmitters data can be sent via a single cable or a single radio link to the multiple receivers with the help of multiplexing. So multiplexing allows us to permit hundreds or even thousands of signals to be combined and transmitted over a single medium. So multiplexing is a process by which we can send multiple signals from transmitters to receivers by just with the help of a single communication channel, and it increases the number of channel to send information from the transmitter to receiver. Nowadays we have various applications which need to send multiple signals, like we have in a video signal we have to send the image data, the voice data, and many other datas which are necessary to send the video communication data. Or in one area, if we have thousands of voice data to be sent from one location to another location, like in telephone systems, so for that purpose we can have only one communication link by which we can multiplex that voice data, the video data of hundreds of transmitters, and send them to the receiver with only one channel or one communication link. In this way we can also do the cost saving, as instead of employing multiple connections between the transmitter and receiver, we are using only one communication link, and in this way we are able to do the cost saving. There are some applications which are elaborated over here which can be impossible without making use of multiplexing, and these involve the telephone systems, in which I have given example in the previous slide, that if we have 100 uh, customers which have to send voice data from one place to another place, then either we can have dedicated connections or we can send it via one communication channel which is making use of multiplexing and sending their data from transmitter to receiver. Same is the case with telemetry, which is the detection of the physical parameters of the environment, and we are detecting some parameters like temperature, pressure, and some other physical parameters from the atmosphere environment, and then sending it from one place to another place. So if we have to send multiple parameters, then we have to have multiple uh, connections between transmitter and receiver, while with the help of multiplexing we are able to send various parameters and many parameters from one place to another place with the help of only one link. And then we have satellites in which we have to send data, voice data, video data, and many other datas from various transmitters all over the earth. And so with the help of multiplexing we can have we can send various datas with the help of multiplexers and then send it to the satellite and demultiplex it in the satellite, or we can filter them, or we can re-amplify and send back that to the earth. And similarly in the broadcasting uh, applications, we also need multiplexing over there. This is a diagram which is explaining the basic concept of multiplexing. You can see over here that we have two blocks. One is the mux, which is the multiplexer block, and other is the demux, which is the demultiplexer block. The mux block is accepting information signals from various transmitters and then making a composite signal by doing the multiplexing of all those and sending that composite signal with a wire, one dedicated wire or radio connection to the demuxer, and the demuxer is able to get the composite signal and then transforming that composite signal into various original input signals and sending them to their relevant receivers. We have two basic types of multiplexing. One is the frequency division multiplexing, which is basically used for analog information, and it uses individual signals to be transmitted which are assigned with different frequency with a common bandwidth. And then we have the time division multiplexing, which is generally used for digital information, and it provides different time slots to send multiple signals over a single channel. And the basic difference between the FDM and TDM is that FDM sends different transmitter signals at different frequencies, and then that frequency of a common bandwidth. We have a common bandwidth, and in that bandwidth we have various slots of frequencies, and in each slot of frequency the transmitter is sending its data, and later on it is multiplexed in the common bandwidth. While in the time division multiplexing, uh, the total bandwidth is consumed by the signals, but the time is divided and different transmitters send data in different time slots. Then we have another popular multiplexing technique, which is the code division multiplexing or multiple access. Multiple access and multiplexing are synonymous to each other, and in that we have a common bandwidth, and the frequency and the time is not divided over here as previously we have seen in the TDM or FDM, while we use over here some special codes which are encrypted with the transmitted signal, and the receiver decrypts those special codes to retrieve its original signal. Let's focus on the frequency division multiplexing. In the frequency division multiplexing, the common bandwidth of the communication channel is shared among various subchannels, and this wide bandwidth is having a total a wide bandwidth is shared for the purpose of transmission of many signals at a single time. So we have in frequency division multiplexing, a bandwidth is basically divided into various slots of frequencies, and each slot of frequency is termed as a subcarrier, and we have subcarriers which are used to transmit the information signal of various transmitters, and each subcarrier is separated from the other subcarrier by a small difference, so that their information cannot be mixed with or interfered with each other. So over here you can see a diagram of a frequency division multiplexer, in which you can see over here that we have different transmitters which are sending different signals. The transmitter 1 is sending the signal 1, transmitter 2 is sending the signal 2, and transmitter M is sending the input M, and we have various modulators which are getting input of subcarriers of a common bandwidth, and these subcarriers are and the modulator is getting the information signal and the subcarrier from the other end, and after modulation they are being sent to the summer which gets the input from all other transmitters which of whose information are modulated at various subcarriers of a common bandwidth, and all these are summated and to form a composite signal, and that composite signal can be sent via some cable or it can be sent to some transmitter for further modification or further modulation, and before sending it to the antenna, which is converting that electronic signal in the radio frequency into some electromagnetic wave, or this input can be further utilized as another input of another multiplexer system. And this is a basic block diagram of a frequency division multiplexer and explaining its basic operations over here. So some further information about the frequency division multiplexers. We can straight away focus on the diagram, which is the literature of that diagram is explained in the previous two slides which I have skipped. Here we have an antenna which is getting an electromagnetic signal, and that signal is being received by the receiver, which is sending the composite signal to the demodulator, and the demodulator is transforming that composite signal into further composite signal, and then that composite signal is being sent to the band pass filters. And the band pass filters, you can have to remember over here that the signal which is over here is the composite signal, and this is the demodulator which is doing the separation of the radio frequency oscillator oscillations. And then over here we have the composite signal, and that composite signal is